William Powell and Betty Davis. The Gulf Screen Guild Theater. Your neighborhood good Gulf dealer and the Gulf Oil Companies welcome you to the Gulf Theater, the one place where you meet all your favorite stars. Barbara Stanwyck, Robert Taylor, Carol Lombard, Robert Young, Jack Benny, Spencer Tracy, to mention only a few of the Hollywood stars who will appear here in weeks to come. And tonight, the Gulf Theater presents William Powell, Betty Davis, Oscar Bradley and the Gulf Orchestra, and your host, the director of the Gulf Theater, Roger Pryor.
Good evening, everyone. If I were a newspaper editor, I'd probably say it's the scoop of the year. Or, if I were a movie producer, I'd shout colossal headline attraction. But as director of the Gulf Theater, may I simply say we present William Powell and Betty Davis, co-starred for the first time in their careers. Our play is a comedy, Ballerina, slightly with accent, by Robert Riley Crutcher. And here again, the Gulf Theater makes Hollywood history, for this is the first time that Betty Davis has ever been heard on the air in a comedy role. Betty Davis and William Powell have just entered the stage from our right. The audience bursts into applause. They acknowledge the greeting, take their places at the microphones, and the play begins. In tonight's story, we meet Betty Davis as the great Russian ballerina Tanya Philippovna. William Powell is the American millionaire Philip Sinclair. The story opens outside the Romanov Arms Hotel, Central Park West. A crowd of autograph seekers block the sidewalks and overflows into the street, waiting for the glamorous Tanya, premier danseuse of the Russian ballet, to make her appearance. Androvsky, her manager, is frantically trying to clear a path to a waiting taxi.
Please stand back from behind. I, Androvsky, command it. Tanya must get to the theater. 2,000 people are waiting to see the greatest ballerina in all Russia. Please, please. Tanya, my child, come, hurry. We will be late to the theater.
No, wait, Androvsky. Comrade, you have made Tanya so very, very happy.
Will you sign my book, Tanya?
But of course.
It's mine, Tanya.
You are all so sweet, you make me want to cry. I do not know why you are so kind to me. I am only simple peasant girl.
Here, comrades, drop something in and pass it along, please.
Androvsky, you will please not to pass the hat for signing the autograph.
Is that your dog, Tanya?
Da, my little Igor.
A genuine Russian wolfhound, imported.
Da, he is my companion when I want to be alone. Aren't you, Igor? Da. Caviar dog biscuits. Igor, stop. You're not scared, little pussycat. Igor, you hear me? Igor, come back. Igor, stop him. Quickly, taxi.
But, Tanya, at the theater, 2,000 people, they wait.
I'll be there so soon as I find my Igor. Speed, comrade. Follow up after the little dog.
What do you say, lady?
The little dog got after following.
I don't get you, lady.
Listen, half-wit. I said follow my dog and make it snappy.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so in the first place? Okay, lady.
Hold it, driver. I'll ask this man.
Okay.
Comrade.
Huh?
Comrade, excuse it from me to you. But have you seen my little dog, Igor?
Товарищ, понимаешь, по-русски. До свидания.
One of those foreigners. Step on it, driver. Wait a minute, driver. I'll try this one.
Sure, lady.
Comrade, please. Have you seen go by a Russian wolfhound?
Well, I seen a hound, lady, but he wasn't Russian. He was walking slow like into Central Park.
The park, driver. I'm going out that man leaning up against the wall. Wait here, driver.
Okay, lady.
Excuse it, please. But have you seen him?
I beg your pardon?
He ran past you?
Why, I didn't really notice. I'm only entered in the hop, skip, and jump.
You are so very funny. I don't think.
Well, this isn't one of my good days. I take it you lost something?
Yes, my precious Prince Igor. He is maybe so high and weigh perhaps 45 pounds.
Aren't you rather a big girl to be running around with midgets?
Prince Igor is a dog, a Russian wolfhound. Have you seen him?
Oh, yes. Yes, he had lunch here.
Lunch? You feed him when he is on a diet?
Oh, he had just a snack right here below my knee.
Oh, he beat you. My poor Igor, I must find him.
Well, when you do, will you tell him to send back the seat of my trousers?
But you said he beat you on the knee.
He came back for a second helping.
I do not believe it. He is only getting his baby teeth.
Well, he certainly picked a funny place to start teething.
I cannot waste time talking to rabble. Driver, take me to the theater of the ballet.
Okay, lady.
Well, well, this is going to be fun, isn't it?
Get out of this cab.
But two can ride as cheaply as one. It says so right on the door. Unleash the horses, driver.
If this was Russia, I have you sent to Siberia. What right have you got to force your way into my taxi? You are ridiculous. You are preposterous. You are...
I am Philip Sinclair. What's your name?
Does it matter?
No, I can start in by calling you Hey. Then sister, then dear, then sweetheart, then darling.
My name is Tanya.
Tanya. Oh, well, that's nice. Well, now that we're acquainted, where shall we go?
I am going to the theater.
Good, I'll come along. You got 2 tickets?
I am going to the theater to dance. Alone.
Oh, but it's a lot more fun when you have a partner. I always feel so silly dancing with myself.
I am with the Russian ballet. I am the premier danseuse. Now, if you will please ask the driver to stop the cab and then remove yourself from out of my life.
Yeah, you Russians are so impetuous. You know, anyone without my knowledge of human nature would really believe you mean that.
I do mean it. What are you staring at?
Your eyes. They're like limpid pools. I'd love to go wading in them. You know, you remind me of someone.
Oh, I do?
Yes, it's, oh, I know who it is. Betty Davis. Oh, you are much more beautiful, of course.
Betty Davis? What the hem? Driver, here is the theater. Stop.
Okay, lady.
Goodbye. And I do mean goodbye.
Oh, but listen. Ow.
Flowers. Roses, Mademoiselle Tanya. They are from...
I know. Philip Sinclair. Throw them in the alley, Marie.
Miss Tanya, Mr. Philip Sinclair is here.
Throw the flowers out in the alley.
But, Miss Tanya, he has no flowers.
Then throw him in the alley.
I am the impresario of the great, incomparable Russian ballet, Mr. Sinclair. What have I and Dorovsky to do with parties, eh?
Now, look, Andy, as man to man, there's a girl in your troupe by the name of Tanya.
Ah, Tanya.
Yes. Now, I want to throw this party so I can talk to her, so I can be near her.
You're in love.
Ah.
Mr. Sinclair, I have the great sympathy, but I do not know you.
Well, here's my driver's license. And my bank book.
Ah.
No, you're not looking at... You're looking at the balance. The name's up here.
Mr. Sinclair, Philip, my son. Sit down. I have a proposition to make. Just suppose you own the ballet.
Would that help?
Help? My son, as manager, you could command the dancers to come to your party.
I could? How much would that cost?
Cost, let me see, last balance, 25. It would cost exactly $25,000.
Only... Sold. You'll get your check in the morning, and I'm throwing my party tomorrow night.
I might have known this was your party and a trick. I go back to the hotel.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Tanya. This was the only way I could get to see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a toast to the Tsar.
Tanya, if you'd just give me a... Good Lord, what was that?
The wine glasses. It is customary to break them after a toast to the Tsar.
300 crystal glasses on approval. Well, come on, Tanya. I must talk to you alone. Here's the library. It's a little busy in the library. Here, let's try this room. Oh, That's fine, boys, fine. If you run short, I'll borrow some from the neighbors. Lovely people make themselves right at home. Look, there must be someplace I can talk to you.
Back in Russia, when the young man wished to talk to me, we went rowing on the Volga.
Was that good?
Yes. There is something about floating over the dark water that makes me very, very romantic.
Oh, yes? Come, Tanya. There's a lake in Central Park where they rent rowboats.
The air is so sweet, so fresh. And see, Fido Beach, the moon.
What moon?
What moon? Up in the sky.
I can't look up. My back's broken. Oh, Tanya, do you realize I've been rowing you around this lake for 2 hours? Don't you feel romantic yet?
Some.
Ah.
But not enough.
Oh. Tanya, we're floating through the night under a canopy of stars.
I'm hungry.
Look, over there are towers of light set against the black velvet curtain of the horizon.
I bet by this time Androvsky have eaten up all the caviar.
We're alone. 2 people who were destined to meet and fall in love. Now do you feel romantic?
No. I'm still hungry.
I give up. You win.
Phil.
Let's just forget it.
Well, I want to explain.
I know. I'm poison to you.
But you're not. I like you. I think you're very nice.
What was that you said?
I said I liked you and you're very nice.
Well, don't look now, but you just dropped your Russian accent.
Yes, that's one of the things I want to explain. I'm not Russian. I was born in Jersey City.
And you never went boating on the Volga?
No.
My back. Well, you sure took me for a sucker. Thanks for the drosky ride.
Oh, please, Phil, don't be angry.
Can't you see I'm laughing like crazy?
I made up my mind I was going to be a great dancer, and so I became Tanya. My real name is Frances O'Shaughnessy.
O'Shaughnessy.
But I left Frances outside the door the day I walked into the ballet school.
Oh, you left Frances outside the door the day you walked into the ballet.
You would have liked Frances. She was a very nice girl. And she would have been flattered to know that you loved her. But Tanya, she's hard and cold and thinks only of herself and her career. And if she ever marries, it will only be to another great dancer.
Oh, great dancer.
Well, tomorrow, Tanya and the ballet go to Cleveland.
Cleveland, huh?
Sorry you won't see the tryout of my new dance.
Well, life is made up of small disappointments.
It's a beautiful dance.
I'll say so.
My partner is so tall and so handsome and so graceful.
Very interesting.
We float onto the stage, he holding me tightly in his arms.
His arms,
Then cheek to cheek we sway in tight embrace.
Cheek
and
to
at the
cheek.
finale, reclining languorously in his arms, our lips unite in the ecstasy of adoration.
How lovely.
You aren't jealous, are you? Phil. Phil, I'm talking to you. Phil.
Who is this Phil?
But that's you. You're Phil.
You make the mistake. I am Boris. I have left Phil outside the door the day I walked into the ballet. Phil was nice, but me, Boris, he think of nothing but career. I am cold, hard, calculating. That's me, Boris, a low-down heel.
So our Gulf curtain calls on Act 1 of our play. Phil has turned the tables on Tanya, and it looks as though he'll soon be floating through the air, although not with the greatest of ease. So, since our curtain doesn't go up for another minute, suppose we hear from a man with both feet on the ground. Johnny?
Thank you, Roger. Folks, most of us think of an automobile engine as something that needs new parts only when it's being repaired. Well, there's one mighty important thing that you might call a part of the engine, and yet you buy it again and again. And that's the gasoline that makes the engine run. Without gasoline, the various mechanical parts, the pistons and valves and gears, wouldn't work at all. That's why it's important to pick the right gasoline. The one that gives a good account of itself, not just in one way, but in all ways. And that's why we suggest Gulf No-Nox gasoline. You want a high anti-knock rating? Well, Gulf No-Nox is famous for the way it stops motor knocks under all normal driving. And in addition, you get really distinguished performance in mileage, power, and quick starting. You see, Gulf engineers are always on the job devising new ways of improving Gulf no-knocks, making sure that you get real satisfaction from your car and real value from every gallon of gas that comes from a Gulf pump. So next time, won't you go Gulf? Won't you make the good Gulf dealer your dealer?
Now, Act Two of the Gulf Theater production, Ballerina, Slightly with Accent, starring Betty Davis as Tanya Filiprovna and William Powell as Philip Sinclair. As the curtain rises on the second act, Androvsky is preparing to rehearse the ballet as Philip approaches.
Androvsky!
Philip, my son, what is this foolishness Tanya was telling me?
It isn't foolishness. I want to be in the ballet.
But, my dear Philip, the ballet is for great dancers.
I can dance. That is, I can learn to dance. Besides, I'm backing this shindig, and what I say goes.
No, don't get excited. I'll find a place for you and still keep my conscience clear. You can be a hayman in the ballet.
A hayman in the ballet?
Yeah, I'll show you. Every time I hold up my hand, you say, hey. All right, boys, music.
Hey. 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 Hey.
Very good, very good.
Hey.
That's enough.
Oh.
You can be in the chorus.
That's fine. A Russian chorus boy. Look here, little father. I'm going to dance with Tanya, and if you don't like it, you can give up the ballet.
Give up the ballet? Yes. Yes, someday I will give up the ballet. I'll go away and forget the ballet. Spend the rest of my life in ballet.
How do you do, sir? Any book in particular you're looking for? Oh, yes. Yes, I'll take all the books you have on Russian dancing.
Very good, sir. Shall I wrap them up and send them?
No, I'll eat them here. What? One to the left, two to the right. One to the left, two to the right. Ooh! Oh! Oh, my toe. Woo! Oh, that'll be enough, miss. I say, that'll be enough, miss. Oh, let me see. I pay you 50 cents an hour. How much do I owe you?
$800.
Half hour to curtain.
Here's your aspirin, Miss Tanya.
Thank you. And leave those sleeping powders. I have a feeling I'll need them after this performance. That'll be all, Marie. Well,
Tanya. Having a little snack. Am I late?
Not late enough.
Now, is that a nice way to talk to your new dancing partner? Oh, boy. We'll kill the audience.
Uh-huh. Or vice versa.
Yeah. Oh, Tanya, why don't you marry me and give up this silly business? Tanya. Oh, what a beautiful name. Tanya. Reminds me of a beautiful song. Put Tanya, old gray bonnet, the red buttons. That dog has no sense of humor.
Go away, Prince Igor.
He can't help it. This room isn't big enough for me and his teeth.
15 minutes.
Say, why should I quit on the night of my debut? For all the practicing I've done, hour after hour, night after night, week after week. I even took a correspondence course. Well, I gave that up. I got tired of dancing with a letter carrier. But don't think I haven't learned anything. Here, watch me do the backflip cartwheel.
Well, look out for the table.
Oh, don't worry about me. Okay. Ready? Here I come. Oh! Oh, my back. Oh, give me a hand, Tanya.
You've upset the whole table.
Ooh.
Wait till I pick up some of these dishes. Pick up those 2 olives near your feet.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought they were in my eyes.
What's a mess? Look, you almost got the mustard all over you. Oh, you've made Prince Igor angry.
Look, I don't mind him biting me, but if he expects me to put mustard on my leg, that's going too far. Now I'll show you my flying through the air spit.
Wait. I'd better close the window first.
10 minutes.
Uh-oh, we'll be on soon.
I don't care if you do own this ballet. You're not going to be my dancing partner if I have to
What?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. You know, I was just thinking. How selfish of me to consider only myself. After all, why shouldn't you dance? Why should I deprive the world of such a great talent?
Huh?
Yes. Come, let's drink to it. Wait, I'll mix you a drink. Now, don't look.
I'm not suspicious, but it's taking her longer than it took Dr. Jekyll to mix his drink.
There you are. Drink it down.
Tanya, by a very strange coincidence, I don't happen to be thirsty.
Just one teeny-weeny drinky-winky?
Not on your lifey-wifey.
Oh, it's my own special drink. It is a little potent. I call it the fire.
Yeah, the petrifier.
Oh, come, Philip, this won't hurt you.
It won't, huh?
No.
Then why's that smoke coming out of it?
Oh, don't be a child, Philip. Drink it down fast.
What's the matter? You afraid the glass will melt?
My goodness, but you're stubborn.
License, please. Curtain
Oh, I have no more time to waste if you must dance very well. But, first, let me see if your costume is all right.
Yeah?
Pull up your trouser leg a little higher.
Oh, like this?
Yes. Quick, Igor, bite. Hold him, Igor.
Ow.
Don't let him go till I get back.
Igor. Wake up, Igor. Come on, open your eyes. Look at me. I didn't mean it, Igor. Oh, come on, doggy. Wake up, won't you?
Oh, what happened? What happened to Igor?
It's
what
your
have
own
you done to
fault. You let that hound me until I lost my temper.
him? What did you do?
Well, I bit him.
Oh, my poor Igor.
He'll be all right. He just fainted, the sissy.
He's not a sissy. He just can't stand the sight of blood.
Wait, he moved. Look, he's opening his mouth.
Oh, Igor, bark to me. Oh, Igor, my precious darling, my sweet little lambykins, my itsy bitsy darling.
You know, I'm going to miss him.
Miss him?
Yes. While you were in your dance and Igor was in his trance, I decided the ballet could struggle along without me.
Tanya, Tanyushka, your new ballet is a success. The critics are raving.
Well, I guess I better go.
We'll go on an international tour. London, Paris, Switzerland.
I guess there's nothing more I can say.
You mean this is goodbye?
The Androvsky Ballet, the sensation of the world.
Oh, before I go, Tanya, there was something, what was it? Oh, yes. Will you marry me?
Okay.
What? What did you say?
I don't know. What did you say?
I said, will you marry me? And you said, okay.
I did? Oh, that's wonderful.
The Androvsky Ballet. 3 cheers for Androvsky.
We'll find a justice of the peace tonight. Oh, boy, this calls for a drink. Here's to us.
Oh, Philip, you've drunk it. The fire.
Yeah, it's not bad. What's in it?
Sleeping powder.
Uh-oh, that is bad. How long before it hits?
About half an hour.
Well, then let's hurry. Come on, we still got time to get married.
Philip Sinclair, take this woman to be your lawful...
Excuse me.
Darling, try to control your enthusiasm.
Do you, Philip Sinclair, take this... Most of the men seem nervous when I get to this part, but he seems so relaxed.
Oh, never mind that. Never mind that. Just get on with the ceremony.
Do you take her to be your lawful wedded wife? Well, do you?
Wake up, Phil. Wake up. Say I do. Phil, now, Phil, come on, try. Try.
I do.
And up and at you, man in white. Well, we made it, didn't we?
Oh, Phil, darling, we're married. We're married, Phil. Aren't you going to kiss me? Oh, Phil.
Betty, and thank you, Phil, for a swell performance. And now you must stay right here, because it's time for our golf question box. Everybody ready? Well, now let's see. What's the trouble, Oscar?
Oh, Mr. Pryor, ever since I heard the word droshky mentioned in the first act of our play, I've been horribly intrigued. What is a droshky?
A droshky? Why, droshky is, let's see, well, let's ask Bill Powell. Bill, what is a droshky?
Bill? Who is this Bill? When I walk into the ballet, I leave Bill outside talking to Phil. Phil had the droshky, ask him.
Well, then, who are you?
Me? I am Boris.
Oh, now I am confused.
I'm only kidding you, Oscar. I'll straighten you out. A droshky is a carriage drawn by horses, and it's used in Europe quite a bit. Of course, we don't use droshkys here. We travel by automobile instead. And believe me, when we do go for a ride in our car, whether it's during a blizzard, an ice storm, or on a lovely spring day, it's mighty comforting to drive along and feel that you have a friend by the side of the road. That friend, of course, is your good golf dealer, the man who's always ready to speed you on your way, downtown to market or 100 miles cross-country. Because he is an independent merchant, your good golf dealer takes special care to give you a special kind of service. Now, that service is not a matter of routine, but of genuine, helpful interest. It's a service that's tailor-made, so to speak, to fit your needs and desires. That's why it's always helpful, never annoying. Why it saves your time rather than taking your time. So why not make a point of meeting your local good golf dealer tomorrow? Learn from him about that good golf service.
Thank you, Johnny. And now for the golf question box. Our first question goes to Betty Davis, who's working hard on All This and Heaven 2 at Warner Brothers. Betty, I hope you missed those, because I've got a forfeit for you that's a honey. Now tell me, has Louis Stone always portrayed Judge Hardy in the Hardy Family series?
Why, yes, of course.
Aha, a victim, finally. No, you're wrong, Betty. Lionel Barrymore was Judge Hardy in the very first Hardy Family picture. And for your forfeit, once when I was at your house, I heard you sing a song. Oscar's boys have the music handy, and you've got to sing it right now. The song is My Pretty Quadroon. Oscar, let's go.
But, Roger, must I sing?
Yep, stand right there.
Well, I might as well disgrace myself now as later.
A chord on the guitar, maestro.
Who was so happy as we? She had lips like the flower in peach, and the light in her violet eyes. There shone on a darky like me. Her form was exceedingly fair. She had lips like the red rose in June, and her ringlets of dark glossy hair was the curls of my pretty quadroon. Oh, my pretty quadroon, my flower that faded too soon. My heart like the strings on my banjo, all broke for my pretty quadroon. My heart like the strings on my banjo, all broke for my pretty quadroon.
Thank you, Betty. Thank you, Betty. And Rod, now, I'd like to thank you on behalf of the Screen Guild for appearing twice in the Gulf Theater this season.
We're always glad to accept your invitations, Roger. All of us in Hollywood are proud to do our part in the cause of the Gulf Theater. In motion pictures, as in every other great industry, there are hundreds who have met with misfortune and can't care for themselves. Naturally, all of us in Hollywood want to help them, and we can. But when we appear in the Gulf Theater, the money we would ordinarily receive, Gulf gives instead to the Motion Picture Relief Fund to help meet its needs and to build a home for less fortunate members of our profession. It is a great work and important. And I speak for myself, and I know that I must speak for every other actor in the picture industry in saying it is an honor to give our time and whatever abilities we possess to this cause.
Thank you very much, Betty Davis. And thank you, Bill Powell. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Powell's latest picture is MGM's Another Thin Man. Be with us again next Sunday. Until then, this is Roger Pryor saying good night, everybody, for your neighborhood good golf dealer. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Carol Lombard, Robert Young, Ralph Bellamy. the Gulf Screen Guild Theater. Your neighborhood good golf dealer and the Gulf Oil Companies welcome you to the Gulf Theater, the one place where you meet all your favorite stars. Jack Benny, Adolphe Menjou, Miriam Hopkins, Ray Milland, Spencer Tracy, Barbara Stanwyck, and Robert Taylor. These are just a few of the stars soon to be heard from the Gulf Theater this season. And tonight, the Gulf Theater presents Carol Lombard, Robert Young, Ralph Bellamy, Oscar Bradley, and the Gulf Orchestra. And your host, the director of the Gulf Theater, Roger Pryor.
Good evening, everyone. Every time I stand in front of this Gulf microphone, I get a real thrill. Because this old microphone has seen more glamour and romance than any other mic in the history of radio. It's just a little silver gadget with a couple of wires running out of it, but it's brought you the voices of Hollywood's greatest stars right into your home. But more than that, the Gulf microphone has been the means of bringing help to thousands of people. For the money Gulf would ordinarily pay to the stars who appear here is given instead to the Motion Picture Relief Fund to help meet its needs and to build a home for the less fortunate members of the picture industry. Tonight, the Gulf Theater presents a radio adaptation of Arthur Richmond's delightful comedy, The Awful Truth, starring Carol Lombard, Robert Young, and Ralph Bellamy. The stars are now entering the stage of the Gulf Theater. They acknowledge the applause from the audience, take their places at the microphone, and the play begins. The three people most involved in this evening's adventures are Lucy Warrener, played by Carol Lombard, her husband Jerry in the person of Robert Young, and Oklahoma's pride and joy, Dan Leeson, played by Ralph Bellamy. The whole trouble began when Jerry suddenly blew in from 6 weeks' vacation and found his wife Lucy in their apartment with another man. The other man is just...
It was a delightful night.
Oh, I'm so sorry to have been so much trouble, Armand.
Oh, no trouble at all, Mrs. Warrener.
Thank you so much for taking good care of my wife, Armand.
Oh, no, thank you, Mr. Warrener. It was a pleasure I will never forget.
Oh, isn't he sweet, Jerry?
Yes, Lucy, a real friend.
I like you both, too. Well, good morning.
Goodbye, Armand. Come again, won't you?
Yes, you must drop in soon, Armand.
Yes.
Thank you. Au revoir.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, start talking.
Well, don't yell at me like that.
I'm not yelling. I want to know why you and that zombie came wafting in here at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Armand's car broke down. His car broke down.
Armand's car broke down. That's what I told your father, remember?
Well, I don't see anything wrong. I had to spend the night at an inn.
It's a small matter, but I happen to be your husband.
It's a very small matter. I haven't seen you for 6 weeks.
Well, I had to go to Florida on business.
Well, when you came back from Florida last year, you had a suntan.
That was last year. This year I got frostbite.
Very funny. Very funny.
But not as funny as that old one about the car broke down. And another thing, too. Pardon me. Yes?
Howdy. My name's Dan Leeson. Me and my ma live just across the hall.
Well, that's nice. Lucy, this is Mr. Leeson. Mr. Leeson, my wife, Mrs. Warner.
Howdy, ma'am. I hate to mention it, but me and my ma just drove all the way into New York from Oklahoma.
Well, congratulations. How are the roads?
They detoured us around Philadelphia.
Well, you didn't miss anything. What can we do for you, Mr. Leeson?
Well, ma's a little tired, and she was wondering if you could just be a little quieter.
Why, of course, Mr. Leeson. So sorry. Really, so sorry.
You won't hear a sound from now on. Thank you. Much obliged.
Oh, not at all. Goodbye, Mr. Leeson.
Goodbye.
So the car broke down.
Armand's car is very, very old.
So's Armand's story.
Well, it simply isn't in you to believe the truth.
Oh, I'm sick of arguing.
Oh, so you're sick of arguing. All right. Let's settle the whole business right now. Divorce me. Go on, divorce me.
Divorce you and bring that French heel into court so everyone can see the kind of man you preferred to me, not in your life.
Fine. Then I'll divorce you.
Great. I'll lend you my lawyer.
Well, I'll see you in court.
This divorce, if not further contested, will become final in 90 days.
One moment, Your Honor. There's the question of Mr. Smith.
And who is Mr. Smith?
Mr. Smith is my dog.
Mr. Smith is my dog.
Is not?
He is, sir.
Is not!
Silence! Silence! You two. This is most perplexing. I don't know anything about dogs. I don't know one end from the other.
That's the front end.
The custody of the dog will depend on his own desires. Unfasten him, bailiff. You may each call the dog.
Come on, old fellow. Remember those fishing trips together? Come on, Smitty. Look out there. You know the one you like.
There you see. He came to me.
Or towards custody of the dog to Mrs. Warrener.
That isn't fair, Judge. She had a peppermint stick behind her back, and Mr. Smith loves peppermint.
Oh, Mr. Smith loves peppermint.
Silence.
No. It's sickening.
Another word, and I'll fine you for contempt of court. $10, contempt of court.
Whenever is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Gosh, that's mellow. Play it again, Lucy Gal.
Oh, no, some other time, Dan. You know, you've been so kind to help me through this period of readjustment.
Ain't nothing, Lucy Gal. You know, out there on the range, I used to think about my dream gal. But I never expected to find her here in New York. Listen, Lucy.
Oh, Mr. Leeson, you must tell me more about Oklahoma.
Shucks, there ain't much to tell. I'm in the natural gas business. My ma's been associated with natural gas for years.
How wonderful.
Uh-huh. Now, Lucy, there's something I gotta ask you. I spoke to Ma about it, and she said, well, son, if you think she's the right girl, so I just said, shucks, Ma, I think I'm in love.
Hello, Lucy. Can I come in?
Well, you are in, and I think you ought to turn in that door key. You've been evacuated, remember?
Sure, and don't you remember what the judge said? I can visit Mr. Smith twice a week, and I've been awfully lonesome for him. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had company.
Oh, you remember Mr. Leeson?
Oh, yes, the man from Oklahoma with the mother.
Shucks, how do you do?
Well, shucks, pretty good. Well, don't let me monopolize the conversation. After all, I came up to visit Mr. Smith. Where are you, Smitty? How are you, fella? Gee, good to see you.
Tell me more about Oklahoma, Dan.
Well, Grandpa discovered natural gas the easy way. But not so with Great-Grandpa. Great-Grandpa was boring for months.
You're not doing so bad yourself. Come on, get going.
When Grandpa discovered he had natural gas, we built hundreds and hundreds of miles of pipeline. I guess it's about the longest pipeline in the world. Don't you think that's wonderful?
It certainly is.
What did you say?
I said it certainly is.
Are we making too much noise?
Why,
What noise?
No, not at all.
In fact, it's so quiet it's depressing. And how about a little music to liven things up, Dan? Home on the range. Come on, Dan, give.
Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. You know, Lucy Gal, I like this nightclub best of all. Maybe it's because I'm so happy. Excuse me a minute.
Oh, Mr. Leeson, I mean, Dan, if you have the orchestra play Home on the Range once more, I'll scream.
Yeah, it kind of makes me feel like yelling, yippee, myself. Shucks, I guess I'd do a little extra yelling if you'd say you'd marry me. Will you, Lucy?
Well, Dan, I won't say I haven't thought about that because I have. You have the fine, steady qualities of the man I want for my husband, so...
Well, imagine running into you here. What a coincidence.
Oh, you. Hello, Jerry.
Hello, Warner.
Hello. Well, I'll stay for one little drink.
We didn't ask you.
You were just going to, but only one, mind you, and don't let me interrupt anything. Go right on where you left off.
All right, wise guy. Dan, you were just asking me to marry you.
Oh, he was. And what were you going to say?
I was just about to say yes.
Lucy, you mean it? You're going to be my little woman? Yippee!
His little woman. Isn't that wonderful? You've made a wise decision, Lucy.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Leeson.
Oh, shucks.
My congratulations to you, too, Lucy.
Oh, shucks.
This brings back memories of my honeymoon, Leeson. The Riviera, Nice, Monte Carlo, Capri, Sorrento. Where are you going to spend your honeymoon?
We're driving right back to Oklahoma by way of the Panhandle.
So you're going to live in Oklahoma, eh, Lucy? Oh, you'll love it out there.
Certainly I'll love it there.
That's what I said, didn't I? You'll love it out there.
Well, you don't have to raise your voice about it.
Look, Lucy, sometimes I wonder whether you and Mr. Warren have quite gotten over each other.
Oh, that's ridiculous. We're absolutely incompatible. We can't even see each other without fighting.
Shucks, that's what I mean. Back home on my ranch, we got a little red rooster and a little brown hen, and they fight all the time, too. But once in a while, they make it up again, and they're right friendly.
I should have married a man like you in the first place, Dan. I know it now.
Makes me right proud, Lucy. I'll spend the rest of your life making you happy in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. How I envy you, Lucy. Ever since I was a small boy, that name has been filled with magic for me. Oklahoma.
We're going to live right in Oklahoma City.
Not Oklahoma City itself.
That's right.
Oh, Lucy, you lucky girl.
I know I'll enjoy Oklahoma City.
Why, of course. If it gets dull, you can always go over to Tulsa for the weekend. I think a big change like that does one good, don't you? Let's see, isn't that right near Norvala?
It's closer to Sapulpa.
Oh.
Along the same road as Muskogee.
Well, that goes right past Salisaw.
Wagoner.
McAllister.
Claremore.
Osage.
Ponca City.
And Pawhuska.
And all points west. Thanks to the sightseeing tour, boys, this is where I get off.
Hello, Lucy. I rushed right over as soon as I got your message.
Oh, I'm so glad you came, Armand. Oh, just put your hat on the table.
Oh, thank you. What is this great favor you spoke about?
Oh, a very important one, Armand. I found out I'm still in love with Jerry, and I've got to do something about it before it's too late.
Too late?
Well, look, today's paper, Jerry's picture with Barbara Vance.
Oh, this year's glamour debutante. Oh, very, very pretty.
And Armand, it's your fault Jerry and I have broken up.
My fault?
Yes, the night your car broke down, we had to stay at the inn.
Oh, but it was so innocent.
Oh, but Jerry's proud. Well, your pride will let him believe that. You must go to him and convince him. It means so much to me.
Really? Just how much does it mean to you?
How much?
Well, let us be practical. Again, I ask, how much does it mean to you?
Well, I don't have very much money.
Well, I don't want very much.
Well, that's darn white of you.
Lucy!
Oh, Jerry.
Lucy,
what
Well, if he sees you here, quick, hide
I know,
somewhere.
where will I hide? How about that room
No,
there?
no, that's my bedroom.
Where will
All
I
right, go in the bedroom. Hurry up. Well, come in, Jerry. Let me take your hat.
No, I'll just throw it here on the chair. I won't stay. I only want to apologize for my behavior the other night.
Oh, think no more about it. It was nothing.
I can't understand what made me act like that. Unless it's the effect Leeson has on me.
No, it's nothing, really.
Well, along with making a blue ribbon sap of myself, I embarrassed you beyond words.
You didn't at all. You were perfectly fine.
Well, that's all I came to say. I guess I'll be going. Unless you want me to stay.
Well, some other time, Jerry. Or any other time.
Oh, where'd I throw my hat? Oh, here it is on the table.
But that's not yes. So it is.
Say, that's funny. I just bought this hat an hour ago, and now it's too big for me.
Well, it's just your imagination. It looks fine.
Yeah? Has such a rakish tilt over my chin.
Well, you must have stretched it. Had to do that, you know. Yes, who is it?
Damn, Lucy girl, and more.
Oh, gosh, here I go messing up your romance again. I'll duck in the bedroom till they go.
No, not in the bedroom.
I'll be quiet as a mouse. Let me know when they go.
Oh dear.
Lucy girl.
Yes, I'm coming, Dan.
Well, I do hope we didn't disturb you.
No. No, Mrs. Leeson, not at all. Come in.
Oh, we thought we heard voices.
Yes, and I'm sure one voice was a man.
Oh, it must have been the radio. I just turned it off.
I told you were mistaken, Ma.
What on earth is that noise?
Somebody's cleaning up in the bedroom.
Noisy, aren't they?
My son tells me you're going to be married.
Ma's my second best girl. I told her all about you.
Of course, I must know more about you before I can give my approval.
What kind of cleaning are they doing in there?
Termites.
Termites?
Yes, large ones.
Come back here. Stand up and fight.
Lynn, what's that?
Somebody turned on the radio again. Gangbusters.
Police! Please! Help me! Get away from me!
Pardon us, folks. Come back here, you.
You know, the boys forgot to touch second base.
Lucy.
Who was that? Never mind. Don't tell me. Come, Dan. I think we've seen quite enough.
Lucy girl, those men in your bedroom.
But, Dan, I can explain.
I'm sorry, but I must tell you our engagement is terminated.
Oh, I'm sorry too, Dan, but...
Back home in Oklahoma, we'd call you a frisky little heifer. And you'll regret this, Lucy. Dan Leesons don't grow on trees.
Well, I guess that's right.
Tom Daniel?
Yes, Ma. Furthermore, I'm glad we found out before it was too late. Suppose this had happened in Oklahoma.
Does anything ever happen in Oklahoma?
Goodbye, Lucy. Mrs. Warrener, I'm going back to natural gas.
Well, you were bound to sooner or later.
And so our Gulf Theater curtain comes down on the peace and quiet of the good old Warrener homestead. In the brief moment before it rises again on another verbal earthquake, let's listen to a young man who promises to speak calmly and sanely. All right, Johnny.
Thank you, Raj. Folks, it doesn't take a weather expert to tell us that we're just pulling out of one of the most difficult winters in many a long year. Driving conditions have been particularly hard. And naturally, that fact shows up in the condition of the family automobile. Now, your motor oil, for instance, has taken a real beating. It's probably worn out and dirty as well. So to protect your engine, refill right now with Gulf Pride, the oil that's refined not only by conventional methods, but also by the famous Alchlor process that only Gulf uses. And at the same time, why not get after that stiff, squeaky feeling in the chassis of your car? Get Gulflex registered lubrication with those fine Gulflex lubricants that have been developed specially for modern cars and modern driving conditions. Your automobile will ride easier and steer easier over a longer period of time if you have it Gulflex. Yes, whether it's motor oil or lubrication service, your good Gulf dealer is ready to help bring your car back into shape after the winter and to start you off on the spring season. That's why it'll pay you to drive in tomorrow at the sign of the Gulf Orange Disc.
The curtain of the Gulf Theater is just rising on the second act of The Awful Truth, starring Carol Lombard as Lucy Warrener, Robert Young as Jerry Warrener, and Ralph Bellamy as Dan Leeson. Months have passed, and it's almost time for the divorce decree in the case of Warrener versus Warrener to become final. Lately, gossip columnists have been hinting at romance between Jerry Warrener and Barbara Vance, the glamour debutante of the season. Lucy has heard the rumors and decided to investigate. We find her opening the door of Jerry's apartment. That's you, Barbara?
No, it's me, Lucy.
Oh, you. May I ask the nature of this visit?
Do you know what day this is?
Yes, I do. It's the last day of our marriage.
Oh, please. Jerry, would you like our marriage to have another chance?
You mean give you another chance to make a fool of me?
No, you made a fool of yourself, but you don't have to become a complete idiot and marry Barbara Vance just to forget me.
That's a lot of nonsense. I forgot you long ago. I never give you what could honestly be called a thought.
It's no fun for me to come here practically crawling to you, Jerry, but if our marriage is worth it, I'd do anything to make you understand that you and I belong together. Tomorrow you'll be lost.
Very contentedly, too.
Oh, you dope. Why can't you understand? Oh, I'll take it. Hello?
Well, who is this, may I ask?
Oh, my gosh. It's Barbara, Jerry.
Why did you have to answer it?
Well, I only said hello. You can pick it up from there.
Well, give me the phone. Hello, darling.
Well, it took you long enough. Who was that woman?
That's funny. I knew you were going to ask me that.
Yes. So did I.
Quiet. It's really simple, Barbara. That was my sister. My sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know. I said she was in Paris, but...
Had a dinner test.
Well, she just got back and dropped in to see me.
Well, I'd love to meet your sister.
Well,
Why don't you bring her along tonight?
no, she can't possibly come for dinner.
Yes, I can.
Jerry,
She's on a diet.
I am not.
Quick. I'll call you back later. Goodbye. Oh, now I'm in a fine fix. She wants to meet my sister.
Well, I don't blame her.
You're a big help.
Sure, you know me. Anything I can do.
To break it up?
Why, darling, such a thing never entered my mind. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, my gosh. I did it again.
I'm sorry I was so late, Barbara.
Oh, it's perfectly all right, Jerry. I hope you don't mind my showing you off to my family this way.
You really should have brought your sister, Jerry.
Well, unfortunately, she was called back to Paris very suddenly, Mrs. Vance. Too bad. You would have loved her. She's very much like Barbara's type.
Oh, how sweet, Jerry.
Barbara was telling me your father was a Princeton man, too, Jerry.
Yes, Mr. Vance. I'll never forget his description of his last football game. Yale had the ball on the Princeton 2-yard line. There was a minute to play, and they fumbled. Dad picked up the ball.
Miss Lulu Warren.
And he made a What?
Dear, I made it.
Oh, you maniac.
What did you say, brother dear?
Mrs. Vance, may I present my sister?
Lulu.
Yes, Lulu.
I'm so happy, Lulu. So happy.
Woo, get her.
What? Oh, yes. May I present you to the family en masse? Jerry's little sister, Lulu.
How do you do?
So happy.
Very glad indeed. How do you do? So glad to meet you.
How are you, fellas?
How do you do?
Break it up, brother. Break it up.
Sit down, Miss Warner.
What were you saying when I came in? Did I interrupt you?
Yes, you did. I was telling the governor about Father when he was at Princeton.
Yeah, Governor. Pop certainly loved Princeton. He was there almost 20 years.
Postgraduate work.
Oh, he just adored the school, and he certainly kept the place looking beautiful. You've seen the grounds, of course.
Father presented the school with a great deal of landscaping. Sis has a somewhat distorted sense of humor.
So have I.
Oh, thanks. You'll have to pardon my dress. It's a little on the décolleté side for you, I guess. But my brother just, opened a charge account for me in Macy's basement, and, I went mad. You know how it is, Babs.
I'm afraid I don't.
Gosh, am I thirsty? Probably the ham I had for lunch.
What would you prefer, Miss Warner? Vermouth, cassis, Cointreau, or cream de menthe?
I'll take a beer.
Jerry, could I speak to you in the other room?
Oh, no, you don't. No necking until the party's over. Gee, Babs, you and Jerry will sure make a cute couple. I can almost see you when... Hey, wait a minute. Don't nobody leave this room.
Why, what's the matter?
I lost my purse.
Why, it's right here. You're, sitting on it.
Oh, am I glad. Here, Jerry, keep an eye on it for me, will you? Too many strangers around. They gave me that bag for a present when I quit the Virginia Club.
What did you do at the Virginia Club?
Well, I used to go from table to table and talk to the people.
How interesting. What did you say to them?
Cigar, cigarette.
Well, Barbara, with a sister like that, I guess you wouldn't care much about marrying me, would you?
That is a magnificent understatement.
That's what I thought. Come on, Lulu, I'm taking you home.
Oh, gee, I was just having fun. Good night, all. Well, cigar, cigarette.
Look, Lucy, get in your car and get out of my sight before I lose my temper.
But I promised my aunt I'd come up to the country.
Yeah, well, I'm not driving you 50 miles for anybody.
All right, then I'll get somebody else to drive me. Hey, big boy, you across the street.
Who, me?
Yes, come on over here.
Get in the car, I'll drive you. Fine trick. I thought you said your Aunt Patsy was waiting for you up here at her place.
Well, I just can't understand it, Jerry. Maybe she was delayed. Jerry, darling, let Mr. Smith out.
Sure. Okay, out. I should have known you were up to something. It's my own fault for listening to you.
But, Jerry, there's no harm done. After all, we have 2 bedrooms. I'll take one, and you can have the other.
That's fine.
Darling, let Mr. Smith in.
Okay. Come in.
Well, it's 11 o'clock. I guess we'd better say good night.
Yeah. Say, do you realize that in an hour we'll no longer be married?
Yes, I realize it. Darling, Mr. Smith wants out.
Sure. You certainly are restless tonight. It seems sort of funny to be free, won't it, Lucy?
Well, the only thing funny is that everything's the way it is on account of the way you feel.
What?
I meant that things could be the same if things were different. You see what I mean?
Vaguely. But things are not different. Things are the way you made them.
Things are the way you think I made them. I didn't make them that way at all. Things are the same as they ever were, but you're the same as you were, too, so I guess they'll never be the same again.
No, I guess they won't. Unless... Lucy.
Yes, Jerry? Mr. Smith wants in.
Do you think 2 people like us could ever stop loving each other?
Oh, not 2 people like us. Maybe 2 other people, but not 2 people like us. Mr. Smith's barking.
Well, maybe we could sort of forget what's happened and start all over again.
Start all over again? You mean where you say I love you, darling, and really mean it?
Oh, Lucy, I do love you. And I do mean it.
Oh, Mr. Smith's getting impatient.
Who's Mr. Smith?
Mr. Smith? Oh, I never heard of him.
Thank you, Carol, Robert, and Ralph. And our thanks to Arthur Richmond for contributing the story of The Awful Truth, and to Robert Riley Crutcher for the adaptation. And now for the Gulf question box. Everybody set?
Say, just a minute. Did you notice the trumpet player? He looks so sad. What's the matter with him?
Maybe he just doesn't like music.
Oh, now, wait, Carol. Maybe Oscar knows what's wrong with him. Is it serious, Oscar?
Oh, no, Mr. Pryor. It's just his shoes. He said they're too tight and they pinch him.
Shakespeare say trumpet player who wear tight shoes bound to get corny.
Oh, Shakespeare, he's just an old gossip.
Well, maybe so, Oscar, but tight shoes are no fun. You know, folks, if you shopped around and tried a good many different kinds of shoes until you found the make that seemed to fit just right, the chances are you'd stick pretty close to that particular make from then on. Well, that's what happens so many times when motorists try Gulf No-Nox gasoline. Thousands and thousands of them, driving all makes of cars over all kinds of roads, use Gulf No-Nox because they found out that it works just right in their cars. For instance, these motorists are delighted with the way Gulf No-Nox ends motor knocks under all normal driving conditions. And they're equally delighted with its power and mileage and pickup. And we sincerely hope that you will make the same discovery about Gulf No-Nox. Just try a tank full tomorrow. And notice how smoothly your car runs, and experience for yourself the kind of all-round performance that Gulf No-Nox gives your car. See if it doesn't pay you in every way to fill up with Gulf No-Nox gasoline.
Thank you, Johnny. And now I'll don my cap and gown, get out the old question box, and find out how much our stars really know about Hollywood. Now, remember, if you miss, you have to pay a forfeit. And the first question goes to Bob Young, who has just completed Florian for MGM. Bob, tell me, what Hollywood actor plays all his roles with a black eye? That is a daisy of a question.
Oh, Daisy, the dog in the Blondie series.
Yes. That is absolutely right, Bob. Afraid I gave you too good a hint on that one. Before we give Carol Lombard her question, I want to remind you that next week the Gulf Theater is host to Miriam Hopkins, Adolphe Marjou, and Ray Milland in the comedy drama Morning Glory. And now here's a question for Carol Lombard, soon to be seen in RKO's Vigil in the Night. Carol, can you name 3 Hollywood stars who are also mayors?
Let me think. Gene Autry, North Hollywood, and...
That's right.
Bob Young and Tarzana.
Yes, that's right. Take a small bow, Bob. Mayor of Tarzana.
Yeah.
And the third?
I can't think of any more.
Oh, Carol. Carol, I finally got a victim because Andy Devine is mayor of Van Nuys, Marion Marsh is mayor of Chatsworth, Misha Auer of Universal City, and Hugh Herbert of Studio City. So, Carol, that means you must pay a forfeit. Don't go away. Here it is. I have a little poem here which you must read. Now, you read this little poem, and after every word, you say boom. Uh-huh. And if the word happens to end in an E, you have to whistle.
Oh, all right. Mary Boom had boom, a boom, little lamb boom, it's a fleece boom. I can't whistle.
Gentlemen, next week, the Gulf Theater presents Morning Glory, starring Miriam Hopkins, Adolphe Marjou, and Ray Milland, with Oscar Bradley and his Gulf Orchestra. And so until then, this is Roger Pryor saying good night, everybody, for your neighborhood good Gulf dealer.
Ralph Bellamy is soon to be seen in Warner Brothers' Flight 8, and the Gulf Screen Guild Theater originates in the Earl Carroll Theater in Hollywood. This is John Conte saying good night for your good Gulf dealer. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
That burst of applause is for Miriam Hopkins, Adolphe Marjou, and Ray Milland, who have just made their entrance from the wings. They take their places at the Gulf microphone, the house lights dim, and the play begins. Tonight's play is Zoe Akin's The Morning Glory, produced on the screen by RKO. It's the story of a little country girl who believes she was a great actress. That part is played by Miriam Hopkins, known in our play as Eva Lovelace. Adolphe Mangiu is the New York theatrical producer Lewis Easton. His writer and assistant, Joseph Sheridan, is played by Ray Milland. The curtain rises on the outer office of Lewis Easton. A new play by the young and brilliant Joseph Sheridan is being cast. Actors of every age and type have been waiting all day in the hope of a bit, a part, or a leading role.
Pardon me. I'm Eva Lovelace.
Have you an appointment?
No,
Sorry, it's 5 o'clock. Mr. Easton won't see any more people today.
I had to call.
Come back tomorrow.
Mr. Easton told me
Sorry,
to
be
wait.
here at 10 in the morning.
That's fault of the butler.
Sorry, it's filled.
Well, Mr. Easton
He'll
wrote
see you
me.
tomorrow.
How do you do?
What? Oh, say, who let you in here?
Well, I'm Eva Lovelace.
Who?
Eva Lovelace, that's my stage name. You probably never heard of me because I'm just starting.
No, Miss Lovelace, I don't believe
If you give me a part in your new play, it'll be my New York debut. My parents object, of course, to my having a career, but parents always do, I believe.
Yes. I mean, do they?
Oh, if there's one person in the whole world I've prayed particularly to meet, it's you. I've reverenced you so long. Yes, reverenced you, Mr. Easton.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not Mr. Easton.
Oh, you aren't?
No, I'm only the author of the new play, Joseph Sheridan.
Really? You're very young to write. But I suppose everyone has to make a start. Do you mind if I sit down?
Why, no, do. Make yourself right at home. Tell me, where do you come from, Miss Lovelace?
Deerhorn, Vermont. It's very bourgeois and provincial. The soul has no liberty.
Really?
Joseph, how soon can you give... Oh, I beg your pardon.
Oh, it's all right, Lewis. Come in. Miss Lovelace, Mr. Easton.
Mr. Easton, if there's one person in the whole world I pray particularly to meet, it's you.
I? Well, after all, that's only natural.
I've reverenced you, Mr. Easton. Yes, reverenced you.
Yes, I know. I'm colossal. What was your name? Lovelace?
Yes, Eva Lovelace. It's partly made up and partly real.
Sort of an artistic alias.
It was Ada Love. Love's my family name. I added the lace.
Well, that's very interesting, I'm sure.
Of course, if you don't like it, I could change it. Or would you prefer something shorter?
No, I think it's quite
Well,
short.
a shorter name would be more convenient on a sign. Still, Eva Lovelace in Camille, for instance. Or Eva Lovelace in Romeo and Juliet. Sounds very distinguished, doesn't it?
Yes, I suppose it does. But
I don't want to keep my family's name because I should probably have several scandals early in my career. And I don't want to cause my people any trouble until I'm famous. And then they won't mind.
You don't say. I mean, won't they?
I shall be a great actress. Leave my mark in the theater for all posterity.
Well, a very noble...
Of course, I expect to die in my zenith. My star shall never set. I've sworn that, too. When the moment comes, when I feel I've done my best, my very best, I shall die by my own hand at the end of some play on the stage.
Well, not on my stage, I hope.
Have you been acting long, Miss Lovelace?
Oh, not professionally, of course, but I've played some very wonderful plays now, Theatre Guild in Deerhorn.
Where's that?
At Vermont.
I did Hedda, Ibsen's Hedda, of course, and The Queen and the Queen's Enemies by Dunsany.
Well, a more or less classical repertoire.
You've played some good parts, Miss Lovelace.
Oh, but I want to do the great roles. Lady Macbeth, Portia, Juliet. Oh, Juliet most of all. I wish I'd seen Ellen Terry as Juliet. And Bernhardt as Lady Macbeth. I remember someone once said, Bernhardt broke your heart and Terry mended it.
It's a good line. I wish I'd said it.
Oh, I know I shall never be wonderful like them, but I've something very wonderful in me. You'll see. Have you seen Catherine Cornell in that Molnar play?
Yes, have you?
No, but I reverence it, Mr. Sheridan. I read it first in German.
You did?
Here's The Golden Bough is greater, but it hasn't been translated yet.
Oh, but it has. I've just finished it.
Joseph and I may do it with Rita Vernon.
Oh, no. She could never do justice to it.
Well, now, that's a matter of opinion. Well, Miss Lovelace, I shall have to ask you to excuse me. If you leave your name and address to the young lady at the desk, I'll see what I can do for you.
Oh, but I'm moving. I'll have to come in again and tell you my address.
Yes, do, Miss Lovelace.
And, Mr. Easton, you let me play The Golden Bough when you put it on if Miss Vernon isn't satisfactory.
Well, I think I can safely say she will be.
Oh, goodbye, Mr. Easton. I'm so glad I met you. You're just as I imagined you'd be. The great impresario. And your charm makes up for everything that I might have found fault with. So, au revoir. Au revoir.
Well, there's a character for you.
You know, Louis, I think she's got something.
She's a nut. We'll probably never hear of her again.
I wonder.
What?
I said I wonder. Hey, son, where's the driver of this taxi?
Oh, that's Mike's hack. Maybe he's in a coffee pot.
Thanks.
Yes, sir? What do you have, mister?
Can you tell me that... Why, Miss Lovelace.
What? Oh, Mr. Sheridan.
I haven't seen you for months. What have you been doing?
Well, after you gave me that chance in your show, and I didn't make good.
Yeah, I was sorry about that, but don't let it get you down.
I've had several other chances. I haven't made good in any of them.
Well, it's always hard getting started.
Yes. Won't you join me and order something?
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't. You see, I'm on my way to a party, and I'm late now. Say, why can't you come with us?
Oh, no, I'm not dressed. You see, I felt as if I wanted to walk in the rain, so I put on the oldest dress I have.
Well, that's easily fixed. We'll stop at your place, and you can change.
No, I live too far uptown. It'd be too much out of your way.
Then go just as you are. It's at Louis Easton's apartment, and he'll be glad to see you.
You mean it's his party?
Yes. Please, will you come?
Why, yes, if you're sure he won't mind. Oh, I'd love to go to his party.
That's fine. I'll pay your check.
No, I wouldn't dream of letting you pay for my dinner, Mr. Sheridan.
Oh, nonsense. What's the bill, please?
You mean for her? Only a nickel, just a cup of coffee.
Yes, of course. I only had after-dinner coffee. How stupid of me to forget. I dined somewhere else early.
Well, I'm glad you told me, because now I'm going to make you do full justice to the buffet table at Easton's party.
So nice of you not to mind my coming, Mr. Easton. You do remember me, Mr. Easton.
Oh, yes, very well. Have you met Miss Vernon?
How do you do?
And Mr. Lawrence?
The most important man in this room?
Well, now, just because he's a critic...
Not Mr. Henry Lawrence.
I'm afraid so.
Oh, but Mr. Lawrence, I reverence everything you write.
You see?
Joseph, see that Miss Lovelace has something to eat.
And I'll see she has a drink. That's the first thing. A drink. Now, come over here. How's about some champagne? We'll
Miss Lovelace, I wouldn't have any more champagne if I were you. Let me get you some supper.
Supper? Oh, who wants anything so prosaic? I want to dance. Won't you dance with me, Mr. Sheridan?
If you like.
Oh, I just love this funny music.
You seem to get a kick out of everything.
That's because everything interests me. That's why someday I'll be a great actress. I look around and absorb and understand. One must drink in everything. Everything.
Yes, you're doing very well.
You wouldn't mind getting me another glass of champagne, would you? Just a little glass? I'll be out on the balcony. All my life I've wanted to stand on a balcony with a glass of champagne in my hand and drink to New York. That's just what I'm going to do, Mr. Sheridan. Oh, Mr. Easton.
I'll go in if I disturb you.
No, I'm so glad it's you. I wanted to talk to you for so long.
Really?
I'd like to explain something. Why I failed in your play when I wanted more than anything else in the world to succeed. For you.
No doubt you will succeed. You're a very clever young lady. A very beautiful young lady.
Oh, that's very sweet of you to say that. You know, I like you. I've liked you from the very first. And you know something else, too? I shouldn't be surprised that you're right about my succeeding, because I shouldn't be surprised that I'm a great actress.
You think so?
Well, either I'm a rotten actress or a great actress. I'm not just a pretty good actress. Sometimes I think I'm very, very, very bad. No good. But tonight I think I'm wrong when I think that. I feel wonderful, Mr. Easton. I'm not afraid anymore.
Well, I'm glad of that.
You see, I wasn't afraid for a long time. When I lost a part, I thought it must be because I was a genius. And geniuses always have a hard time.
That's right.
Then I began to get afraid. I got to thinking, maybe I'm not a genius. And then I said, oh, it's better not to think. In this world, where but to think is to be full of sorrow, it's better not to think. But tonight, I'm not afraid to think, because tonight I'm thoroughly convinced that I'm a genius again.
I'm sure you're a very attractive girl, and that's more important than being a genius.
Do you really think so?
Yes.
I don't. You know, Mr. Easton, I love your party.
Oh, thank you.
I love New York. I love to walk and walk. There's so much to see. In Deerhorn, if you walk very far, you're out on the country road, and there's nothing but cornfields everywhere. Still, there's something about it. About those fields that gives you a feeling of being great and lonely.
Yes, I know.
Do you, Mr. Easton? You're great and lonely, aren't you? I'm lonely, but I'm not great.
You're a strange child. I can't make you out. But you're lovely. Incredibly lovely.
Thank you. Oh, this can't be true. I'm dreaming. Maybe you're not you, and I'm not I, but Romeo and Juliet on another balcony. Oh, gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo. Else, not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond.
Go on. Go on.
Oh, Romeo, sweet Romeo, say no more. 'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone, and yet no further than a wanton's bird who lets it hop a little from her hand like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and then with a silken thread plucks it back again. so loving, jealous of his liberty. Good night. Good night. Oh, parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow. Well?
You were beautiful, my dear. Childishly beautiful. Impossibly beautiful.
Oh, that's all I wanted to hear. That's all I ever want to hear.
Ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Act One of our play, The Morning Glory. In the brief intermission before our Gulf curtain rises again, on behalf of your neighborhood good Gulf dealer and of the Gulf Oil Companies, I'd like to extend our Easter greetings to all of you. Because of the special feeling that everybody has about Easter time, I know that most of us here in America look forward to new and to better things. Not only for this country, but if possible, for the entire world. The Easter holiday makes it easier for all of us to keep faith in the future. So, may we express the hope that the coming months will be happy ones, and may we offer our best wishes for the spring season. The curtain's about to rise on the second act of The Morning Glory, starring Miriam Hopkins as Eva Lovelace, Adolphe Marjou as Louis Easton, and Ray Milland as Joseph Sheridan. It's 10 o'clock the next morning after the party in Louis Easton's apartment. The great producer is talking to Joseph.
For heaven's sake, Joseph, don't stand there looking at me as though I were a moral leper. I'm in a jam, and you've got to get me out of it.
Where's Miss Lovelace?
Upstairs. Probably asleep and dreaming of me.
Just what did you say to her last night?
What does any man say on a balcony in the moonlight?
Suppose you'd kiss her.
Well, that isn't a proposal of marriage, is it? Well, she said something about it being a deathless romance, and our two souls were wedded until the end of time, and a short time later, she fell asleep. I had the housekeeper put her to bed.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Wait here and talk to her when she comes down. Explain, just say that when I say I love you, that I don't really mean I love you.
Poor kid.
She had to fall in love with someone. Why didn't she fall in love with you?
Yes, why didn't she?
You've got to help me, Joseph. Get her out of here. Give her money, anything.
All right, Louis. I don't like the job, but I'll do what I can.
Good morning, Mr. Sheridan.
Oh, good morning, Miss Lovelace. You're just the person I want to see.
Well, I'm in a hurry.
Oh, you can wait a minute, can't you?
I want to go before I see him. Of course, it's only for a little while. I left word that I'll send him a message so he won't think I don't want to see him. It's just that there's so much in my heart. I want to be alone. You understand?
Yes. Yes, I think I do.
I'll walk through the park. Oh, Mr. Sheridan, we can do such wonderful things together, he and I. And you'll help us, won't you? It's just like two rivers flowing through the same valley to the sea, his life and mine. Now they're to flow together. Oh, I shall make him very proud of me, Joseph. You don't mind if I call you Joseph, do you?
No, I don't mind. I rather want you to.
Strange how it all happened. Yesterday I was alone and frightened. And today, well, life's suddenly very different, if you understand, Joseph. And I know you do understand. You've always been so terribly kind to me. Goodbye, Joseph.
Goodbye, Eva.
May I speak to Mr. Easton, please?
Who's calling?
Miss Lovelace.
Sorry, he's not in.
Oh, but surely I've called so often. Did you give him my message?
Sorry, he's not in.
Oh, I see.
I'm sorry, Eva, but Mr. Easton's not in his office.
But you told him I was coming. You gave him the flowers.
Yes, I gave him your flowers.
And he didn't say anything? He left no message?
Well, you see, he had to run up to Albany and,
Good morning, Joseph. Oh, hello, Eva.
Hello, I was just leaving. I stopped in to see Joseph.
Yes, I asked her to call in reference to that understudy job.
Understudy?
Yes, the road company.
Oh, yes. I really meant to call her about that myself, but I've been so busy. Thank you for the flowers, Eva. Very kind of you. Now, about this job.
Are you trying to buy me off, Mr. Easton?
But, my dear child, what makes you think...
Oh, don't pretend. I understand. I've been a fool. A silly fool.
But, Eve, I
Oh,
don't...
just because you had too much champagne and thought I was pretty in the moonlight, you kissed me. And you told me I was wonderful. I believed you. I was going to make you very proud of me. I was going to be so wonderful for you. How amusing that must sound to you.
Eva, please.
Well, you don't need to buy me off with the job, Mr. Easton. I know there's a place in the theater for me, and I've a reason now, more reason than I've ever had before, to prove to you that I am a great actress and that I don't need you. Goodbye, Mr. Easton.
Who's the new ingenue, Bud?
Eva Lovelace. She joins Monday.
Lovely. Sounds kind of high and mighty to troop with the Kansas Tent Show.
Here's a picture of that girl I was telling you about, Mr. Martin.
Ah, pretty. What's her name?
Eva Lovelace.
Okay, give her a ring and see if she's interested in playing leads in that stock company in Cleveland.
Joe Sheridan, what are you doing in Ogunquit?
Oh, came up to look at the youngsters. Broadway needs some new talent.
There's one girl that's great.
What's her name?
Eva Lovelace.
Eva,
Why, Joseph.
I saw the play. You were wonderful.
Thank you. Oh, Joseph, I'm so glad to see you. How are you? How's Mr. Easton? What have you been doing?
Well, we're doing the Golden Bough, remember? We talked about it a long time ago in my office, the first day we met.
Of course. That was when I thought I was an actress and wasn't.
Well, I believed in you. I always have. And tonight you proved I wasn't wrong. Eva, will you do something for me? Will you take the understudy in the Golden Bough?
But, Joseph...
Now, wait till I finish, please. Rita Vernon's playing the part, and I think she's up to something. I don't know what it is, but I've got a hunch there's trouble ahead. And I want you there in case anything happens.
But I've got a job here.
I'll get you out of it. The success of this play means a lot to me and Easton. Will you do it, Eva?
Yes. Yes, Joseph, I will.
That's what I want, Louis. Take it or leave it.
You can't refuse to go on.
Rita, be reasonable.
I know you've never had a contract, but that doesn't mean you can hold me up now.
This is a New York opening.
Unless Louis does what I want, Joseph, there'll be no opening.
You'll never work on Broadway again.
15 minutes.
I'll be in my dressing room. When you make up your mind, let me know.
Rita! Of all the low, rotten tricks...
I had a hunch something like this would happen.
Hear what you want, Joseph?
Yes, $1,500 a week.
And half the profits.
It's a hold-up.
Of course it's a hold-up. But what can I do?
Don't let her get away with it. Now, listen. There's a girl I engaged for general understudy.
An understudy?
She knows Rita's part.
That doesn't mean she can play it.
But I'll vouch for her. She'll be better than Rita.
She'd go to pieces before this first night crowd.
No, she wouldn't. She's gotten her experience the hard way. Tent shows, stock, summer theaters.
But, Joseph...
Louis, please, take my word for it. She can do it.
All right, I'm crazy enough to take a chance. Go get her.
Good.
Wait. What's her name?
Eva Lovelace.
Eva Lovelace? Now I know I'm crazy.
Hurry, Eva. They're holding the curtain.
Oh, Joseph, I don't think I can go through
Oh, you'll be wonderful. If I thought you were going out there to fail me or fail yourself, I'd never let you walk out on that stage.
Oh, Joseph, will he be out front watching me?
Yes, he will.
Oh, I couldn't bear it if he saw me fail.
You won't. You're going to give the best performance Broadway has seen in years.
I will, Joseph. I promise I will. Not only for him, but for you. Because you've had faith in me. You believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself.
Come on. They're waiting.
And death is ecstasy. But there's more than that. There's something stronger, more enduring. The roots of things. Roots that cling fast to the bottomless fields of the earth. And they hold in their gnarled lengths the secret of eternal life.
Marvelous. Exquisite. Wonderful.
Magnificent.
Here's that girl. Eva Lovelace.
Eva, my dear, I'm at a loss for words. In all my years in the theater, this has been my night of nights.
That's all I wanted to hear, Mr. Easton.
Eva Lovelace, I salute you.
Oh, thank you, Joseph. And thank you for the flowers. You always think of everything, don't you?
Eva, can you ever really forgive me for the way I've treated you?
Yes. For a while I didn't think I could, but now that all seems so long ago. I was in love with you. I may never be in love that way again, ever. But tonight, it doesn't seem to matter anymore. I'm so very proud tonight. And I'm going to make you and Joseph proud of me. I'll be so wonderful.
Please, Eva, don't. So many people can be wonderful. Young people who come to New York with the idea of conquering the world. And they do succeed, so many of them. And then fail. Youth has its hour of glory, but too often it's only a morning glory. A flower that's gone before the sun is very high. I don't want you to be like that. I want you to be sensible and keep your head.
I wish you could have waited until tomorrow to say all that to me. Joseph, you won't let him frighten me into being sensible, will you? Not now. Not yet. But you've got to let me be just as foolish as I want to. I'll have a white ermine coat and I'll ride horseback in the park and, I'll have rooms full of orchids and little apple trees and white violets and you've got to let me think I'm much more wonderful than anyone else in the world. And you've got to promise not to try to make me sensible. For I'm not afraid of being just a morning glory.
You shall have everything you want. Everything.
You do understand me, don't you, Joseph?
Yes. Someday I'll tell you why.
Someday, but not now. I want to be alone.
Come on. Bring it up, you two. I've planned a little party to celebrate. Just the three of us.
Not tonight, please. Some other time.
I understand. You're tired. Well, good night, my dear. Coming, Joseph?
Good night, Eva.
Joseph.
Yes, Eva?
Joseph, you may come to me in the morning.
Manju and Ray Milan. And thanks to Zoe Akins for contributing the story of the Morning Glory. And now for a little something special. Today being Easter Sunday, suppose we postpone the golf question box for just a few seconds and first see if Miriam Hopkins can tell us something about Hollywood's Easter Parade. Miriam, what would you say was some of today's outstanding style notes here in Hollywood?
Well, we've been so busy rehearsing today, Roger, that I got only a brief glimpse of the Easter parade. But I did notice that many of the women's hats had wide brims that were worn off the face. We called them Flemish sailors.
Swell. Anything else?
Well, most of the shoes had the new wedge heels, and let's see, the favorite colors for clothes seem to be patriotic reds, whites, and blues.
Mm-hmm. Any other comments?
Just one. The fact that Easter came so early this year seems to make no difference in the number of well-dressed women. And you know something else? I've never heard of Easter coming at this time in March.
And do you know, Miriam, that we'll have to wait until the 21st century before we have another Easter that comes as early in the year as this one?
Oh.
This year we're lucky because Easter not only brings the new hats and bright new spring clothes, it also seems to mark the beginning of the days when everybody gets into the family car, gets out in the open, and starts rolling merrily along the highway. Well, just so your first spring trip will be a carefree holiday kind of drive, and not a worried one, we suggest that you quiet those annoying motor knocks and chassis squeaks. It's easy if you stop at your good Gulf dealers, fill up with Gulf no-nox gasoline, and have your car Gulf Flex. The result is smoother, quieter performance from your car, pleasanter, more restful rides for you and your family. So stop tomorrow at the sign of the Gulf Orange Disc. You'll find that it pays to make the good Gulf dealer your dealer.
Thank you, Johnny. And now the big moment, the Gulf question box. We ask our stars to step out of character and be just themselves while we ask them a few questions about Hollywood. Now remember, if you miss, you have to pay a forfeit, so here goes. The first question is for Adolphe Manjou, whose latest picture for RKO is Bill of Divorcement. Adolphe, what actor in pictures once challenged Man Mountain Dean to a wrestling match and offered to pay $1,000 to charity if the Man Mountain defeated him?
It couldn't have been Frank Gotch, could it?
No, Adolphe, that's quite a memory. It wasn't Frank Gotch. The challenge was made by Nat Pendleton, and that means that you've got to pay a forfeit. So, Adolphe, for your forfeit, you must speak in 4 different voices.
4 different voices.
That's
well, that's
right.
one already.
That's one. Yeah.
Have you seen my new Easter bonnet?
That's 2.
If you don't want her, I want her.
3. And I can speak like a tenor. I love life.
That is 4 voices. Very, very good. Don't go away now. Don't go away. Because, Adolphe, there's one thing you can't do. You can't put them all together and sing like a quartet.
That's what I keep telling them down at the office.
Thank you very much, Adolph, and thank you, Miriam. I noticed, Miriam, that when you mentioned about the patriotic red, whites, and blues, it just happened to be a coincidence, I'm sure, that your lovely gown this afternoon is very patriotic, red, white, and blue. The next victim is Ray Milan, who can soon be seen in Paramount's French Without Tears. Tell me, Ray, can you name 2 pictures which were directed by Lionel Barrymore?
Why, Professor,
quiz now, I suppose, huh? All right.
Oh,
just 2.
2.
No fair peeking over here now.
All right. 10 cents a dance.
Yeah, that's 1.
And, Madam X.
Madam X is right. That's 2, and there was 1 more. Can you remember it? You don't have to. I only asked you for 2, but the third one, in case you can't remember, was Lionel in... Well,
the song.
The Rogue Song.
Yeah.
Lawrence Stivitt and the Rogue Song. That's better than 100% right. Thank you, Ray. And now a question for Miriam Hopkins, now appearing in Warner Brothers, Virginia City. Miriam, you must name 2 famous male stars who got their screen start appearing in short subjects.
Got so nervous waiting my turn, I don't know whether I can remember anything
Well,
now.
you think hard. I'm sure you'll know it.
Robert Taylor?
Robert Taylor is 1, that's right. And incidentally, Robert Taylor will be here in the Gulf Theater next week with Barbara Stanwyck in an original comedy drama, Allergic to Love. Now, can you name 1 more, Miriam? Just 1.
Jimmy Stewart?
Jimmy Stewart is absolutely right. He got his start in short subjects, and thank you, Miriam Hopkins. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, the stars of the Gulf Theater are faced with a very serious question. What should a bride do if her husband gives her hay fever? The bride is Barbara Stanwyck. The husband is Robert Taylor. And their adventures on a South American honeymoon are told in the rip-roaring farce, Allergic to Love. Be sure to have your radio all warmed up this time next Sunday when the Gulf Theater presents Allergic to Love with Barbara Stanwyck, Robert Taylor, and, of course, Oscar Bradley and his Gulf Orchestra. Until then, this is Roger Pryor saying good night, everybody, for your neighborhood good Gulf dealer.
All the Things You Are is from Very Warm for May. The Gulf Theater originates at Earl Carroll's in Hollywood, and this is the Columbia Broadcasting System.